Research led by the University of Otago in New Zealand has uncovered the strongest evidence yet that household overcrowding is a major risk factor for acute rheumatic fever and streptococcal infections of the skin. Their research is published in 2 companion articles in the international medical journal The Lancet Regional Health, Western Pacific. The studies found that both rheumatic fever and strep skin were linked with barriers to accessing primary health care and a family history of rheumatic fever and rheumatic heart disease, a serious illness which can develop if rheumatic fever is untreated. Finding a strong association between skin infection and rheumatic fever adds to evidence from other research conducted by our group about the importance of strep skin in triggering this disease. These results suggest that treating skin infections in young children may provide a way of preventing them developing rheumatic fever. It is also a reminder of the importance of having good access to primary health care. One unexpected finding of the rheumatic fever risk factors study was that drinking sugar-sweetened drinks was twice as common amongst the rheumatic fever cases compared with healthy controls, even after adjusting. There are several ways in which sugar-sweetened drinks could increase your risk of rheumatic fever. We are planning further research to test some of these hypotheses. In the meantime, this is another reason for children to switch to healthy alternatives, such as water or plain milk, Professor Baker says. Rates of rheumatic fever are around 20 times higher for Maori and 44 times higher for Pacific peoples than for non-Maori and non-Pacific peoples. It is vital that the new incoming health organizations, notably the Maori Health Authority, Public Health Agency, and Health New Zealand act on these research findings as a high priority. It is also crucial that we look further upstream at the social determinants of this disease and continue to address inequities in access to things like high-quality, healthy housing and primary care. Dr. Julie Bennett, who took a leading role in the strep infection risk factors study, says the Rs. The findings from these 2 studies and other related research suggest that skin infection is a key target for better treatment. Any interventions will need to be co-designed with Maori and Pacific peoples. Professor Jonathan Karapetis, director of the Telethin Kids Institute in Perth, Western Australia and a professor at the University of Western Australia, is one of the world's leading researchers on rheumatic fever and O. He describes the studies as a breakthrough in the global fight against these diseases. This is by far the most rigorous study ever conducted to identify risk factors for rheumatic fever. The study of risk factors for strep skin and throat infections is a world first. Collectively, these studies provide a very strong base that can help guide our collaborative goal to eliminate rheumatic heart disease as a global health problem. Rheumatic fever is an inflammatory reaction to Group A Streptococcus bacterial infection of the throat and skin. One or more attacks of rheumatic fever can cause permanent damage to heart valves, resulting in rheumatic heart disease which may require major surgery, and can result in a lower quality of life and premature death. The indigenous and Pacific populations of New Zealand and Australia have some of the highest rates of rheumatic heart disease in the world. The researchers acknowledge the many participants and their families for sharing their time and experiences to make these studies possible, as well as Maori and Pacific advisors, clinicians, medical officers of health, nursing staff, support staff across DHBs, laboratory staff at Diagnostic Laborato. Michael G. Baker, Jason Gurney, Nicole J. Moreland, Julie Bennett, Jane Oliver, Deborah A. Williamson, Neville Pierce, Nigel Wilson, Tony R. Merriman, Tuila Percival, Catherine Jackson, Richard Edwards, Florina Chan Mo, William M. Thompson, Jane Zhang, Diana Lennon. https://ift TT 5Z2 HKP, accessed July 7, 2022. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.